Alrighty, hello everybody and welcome back to the APL Season 4, Week number 1. Curtain's about to drop, so I'm just going to go ahead and hit the matchup. Wrong mouse. Here's the matchup. Oceanic Ocelots versus Made in Brazil. Pretty excited about this match. You guys have seen me cast Oceanic Ocelots quite a bit. Make sure I have my scoreboard. I have it set to be the automated scoreboard, and it doesn't look like it's working. So I'm going to have to get with Axhawk about that and figure out why that's not working. Because I am certain, unless we're not using the right server, I don't know. I'm assuming that this is I'm supposed to be using the Los Angeles server, and that's what I have it set to. But regardless, I'll mess with it in a minute. I'll do it manually if I have to. Fix the score here as soon as this gets underway. We got some trucks coming in right off the start. I guess since it's not working. Okay, I'm just gonna watch this intro. Some rockets coming across. It doesn't look like any of those rockets hit. Kind of looked like maybe that rocket connected over there. Make sure I got everything, all the highlights turned on. No, I still just saw the truck go in, so it looks like MIB is gonna hit the point first with their truck. They've also got their Lukes over there blasting away. Another truck coming up from the south. But you can see Oceanic Ocelots starting to make the south courtyard, starting to get in there. That's the strongest position of town center. We all know that these southern courtyards get fought over a lot. Here comes Made in Brazil. These guys are going to run into each other here. Rafiki and why a name? Rafiki gets a hit. There he goes, blasting to pieces with the shotgun. Gets Vera before finally going down to Becker. Renee's going off in front of these guys. It does look like Oceanic Ocelots are getting the better right now of the positioning. This Luke's just drove right in, is blasting away, gets taken out by Biz or Shirkle. Possibly the two of them together, tag teaming him with some rockets. That's a big deal for Oceanic Ocelots here at the start. Starting them off real strong. They've got their medium coming up into the point right there. Where is the P4? There's the P4 back at the next intersection. Kind of looked like maybe the Sherman is trying to engage him here. Make sure you guys can see that. I remember that the scorebar's down on the bottom now, and often I look at things at the bottom there because it's the closest point. I gotta try and position my camera right. Now that P4 is still way back there. He's pulling off, going across the road. Looks like he's actually heading off towards the south, maybe trying to come around the bottom. MIB has definitely stalled up this capture. They're starting to get some guys in here into the southern courtyards. Oceanic Ocelots still have control of the main house. I gotta fix this score thing before one of these guys captures. So I need to turn this back on, and I'll just turn this off. You guys can't see the timer now. Let's see. Alright, so I will start the timer here in a few seconds. So just keep an eye on the match. I apologize, everybody, messing with these settings. I had it, like I said, I had it set up to do the automated score, and it doesn't look like it's working, so I'm going to get myself set up to do it manually here. As soon as we hit 1:23 in 0 seconds, I'm going to start the timer down on the bottom. Actually, I can tune it up. Alright, we'll do 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Start the timer. Timer should be in sync with what the match timer is, and these guys are still... Alright, now I got to find the score. There's the score. And I can change that manually here in a second, as Oceanic Ocelots does, in fact, take the first point. Come on. Why can't I click this? Didn't I turn that on? There we go. Let me click it. 3-2. There we go. Was this still showing the 2-2? That's not right. That looks weird. Look, it's got like the 3 and the 2 are on top of each other. Why is it doubling up like that? Oh, I know why. I am so sorry, everybody. I swear I'm just kind of figuring this out real quick. I gotta turn this one off. There we go. 3-2. Now I can do it manually. There we go. Let's get back to the match. I know this is what you guys are actually here for, not to watch me fumble around with these settings. I will have a talk with the guys and figure out what was going on with the auto score, because it did not seem like it was working. Maybe I just didn't have the right server connected, I don't know. But here you see Rafiki pushing back into these guys. Gets Vera with a grenade kill, kind of looked like. Places a satchel on the wall right there, pretty sure. Oh yeah, there's the satchel. Grenade kills right there. Rasputin comes around the corner. Gets taken out by Drizzle. That satchel's gonna go off and get itself a truck, I guess. Alright, so the next point is customs way up there to the north. So we'll just shift the camera over here. Try and get a feel of what's going on. You see LME up there in the north, starting to get around behind Oceanic Ocelots. Maybe he can get around behind, get some pressure coming in from the west on the town center. Oceanic Ocelots still has good control of the circle. They're pretty pushed out around the circle, having decent vision around to make sure they're not getting pushed from any direction. Got Pedro right here trying to make his way up the road. He's peeking. These guys are close. They're like right on the edge of the circle. Maybe they can get in there and get a little bit of damage done, but I hear that P4. Here comes the P4. He's moving up to the north side, trying to get an angle on this Sherman. Look over at my stream software to make sure you guys can see it. Maybe he's going to get a shot on that Sherman right here. You can see the P4 is up right here. Trying to get a shot on this Sherman. I think he's getting an angle right now. It kind of looks like the Sherman is turning his gun that way. Got a hit on the P4, so he definitely turned that gun that way. Doesn't look like he's going to get the second shot. Does not get the second shot, so the P4 does manage to pull back, go into cover. I just saw a rocket going off towards him, but I don't think they got him. There he is. He's still back there, so he should be able to repair up and keep that P4 alive. Very important for MIB to keep that P4 alive for now until they can get a heavy up here. Obviously, this being 36s, you're not going to see as many tanks, and you're not going to see as big a cluster as infantry, and I got to remind myself that. So, like, that push, that's actually a pretty strong-looking push right there. 3 guys coming down that road. Let's see if King of Wings get a hold of him. They're going to come through the smoke. There goes a rocket down right below us. This guy's about to run in here. Coming around the corner. Oh, Rotten Bob gets Tamba Killer and Shimura. Samurai gets him. Rafiki goes down as well. Almost looked like Shirkle shot Rafiki in the back right there. Maybe he did. Samurai still holding, waiting for some reinforcements to come up. These guys are starting to slip through up here between the church, or just south of the church. Ooh, there goes the P4 to Cyrus. Nice rocket shot. Just happened to catch a hold of that. Very nice. These guys might be able to start pushing up this alleyway right there. One of the Oceanic Ocelot guy goes down to the broken down house right there below us. Scorpus pushing up, about to run into, gets taken out by Cyrus before Cyrus goes down to Markin. Now, Altercate is right there. Should have heard that machine gun. Looks like he's trying to get an angle on it. Carmelo's actually coming around the other way, though. Carmelo's going to peek that. Yep, there he goes. Carmelo gets Altercate. All right, hear a lot of shooting going down over here. It does look like MIB tried to slip down and around on the very south side. Something just went down over here. It's just a truck, but what's shooting him? What am I not seeing here? Oh, Puma. Look at that. They brought a fully loaded Puma all the way around the backside. I am very surprised. I'm not surprised to see the Puma doing that, but I am pretty surprised to see it fully loaded. You don't see that as often. Gets himself another kill right there. Not 100% sure what the play is with this Puma other than coming around the backside and getting that truck. I don't know where the Greyhound is. That looks like an empty truck. He'll probably come around and get it. They still got a medium and a heavy inside the circle, so holding really strong in the circle with their tanks. Very good plan by them. With having less infantry around, it's a good idea to keep your tanks defensively. It makes it a lot harder for the other team to get cap pressure going on there. Bunnies gets blasted by the Puma. We're just kind of following this Puma's path of destruction as he just cruises through and blasts away at the infantry. Look out, Para. Here he comes. He sees you. Oh, no, he didn't see you. Thought he seen you. Oh, here comes Tomba. Gets taken down by Para. Airborne. Is he airborne? Did you just call him airborne? I'm going to call him airborne. Ooh, I hear a ricochet going on over here. On the medium, I think. Well, ricochet. I think it was just that rocket ricocheting off him there. These guys are looking kind of strong up here on the north side as they're trying to start to slip in. You can see Leo over there just got Prism, making it into the very north side of the circle, taking control of that building. Here comes Drizzle. Should be able to hear the footsteps right now. Waiting for one of those guys to shoot. Maybe he doesn't hear him. Oh, Drizzle got Leo though while I was kind of half keeping an eye on that. All right, Scorpus gets sub pack. Here comes the Stewart. Is that a Stewart or is that a 76? It's a Stewart. Moving my camera like that, sometimes it's hard to tell. I got my old man eyes on, so you know. So that Stewart might be able to stall up some of these guys that are slipping through. Here comes Girlcock Supreme. Kenner waiting right behind that wall. It's actually a supply box right there. Oh, Girlcock goes down. Oh, and over here, Drizzle goes down to Carmelo as well. These guys are starting to get themselves a little bit of a foothold over here on the northeast corner of the circle. Now, King of Wings did take that house back, and the Stewart managed to take that guy. That was a nice shot by the Stewart through the courtyard. That guy was in the courtyard. He got him anyway. Very nice. Very nice shooting. Who is that? Hold on. Tango Fool? Tango Fool? Nice shooting, Tango Fool. Very well placed round over there. Rafiki, looking really lonely down here in a sea of red, gets taken down, I think by Why a Name. As MIB goes down, Vitor goes down. It's Vitor. Breezy and Shirkle pushing up. Breezy goes down to Why a Name. Shirkle gets Why a Name in return. Tomba Killer's up in that window. He's actually looking the other way. He's looking over to the west, down Park Row. Shimmer actually pushing back the other way. Artillery coming down right here. That must be Oceanic Ocelot artillery. So they definitely don't have any troops back here. Those look like they're starting to clear out up there by the church, especially with the support of that Stewart. There is one guy here. Sabrina Zukov has managed to slip in, gets a hold of trouble. There is an OP right there that Airborne just spawned in on, so he did throw right past that, but he gets Seb up there in the window. Here comes Drizzle around the corner. Drizzle gets him. Looked like he was going to miss a little too much there for a second there, but he does take him out. He wasn't a squad leader. I'm not sure where he came from. Somewhere down in the south, I'm guessing, but nice hold. Very nice hold by Oceanic Ocelots. Now, I don't think they have any pressure going on over here. I do see them, Apples, and Guerdon. Both squad leaders, so they have OPs over here. Take a quick look. Yeah. They even have a red zone garrison over there. Embers should be able to come up on it here in a second and take it out, but nice looking flank going on over here by a couple of squad leaders. They can bring a couple of troops over here. They might be able to get some pressure going on at customs. And so far, Oceanic Ocelots have been more the aggressors on this one. They took the first point, and they've been holding it. Now they're starting to get some guys up over in customs. We'll see if it lasts. MIB's definitely over here reacting to it. They've got quite a guys here, but it's huge. It's huge for holding down the center point, though. You just keep a little bit of pressure going on over here, and there's nothing they can do to get you out of there. Or, sorry, let's focus. I was doing something else at the same time. There's plenty they can do to get you out of there, but that's the issue. You know, look at this. They've got their Tiger back here. They need this Tiger up at town center. They can't afford to keep their tanks defensive. It doesn't do them any good to keep their tanks defensive. I understand you don't want to get rolled, but it's going to be almost impossible for you to take town center without your tanks. Actually, you know, I say that, but it's Carentan, and it's easier than most other maps to satchel tanks. So I guess, I don't know. I feel like this tank would be better served helping them push into town center. They are making decent progress over here. They're trying to get up on the Stewart, who is backing up. About to be looking that way. I don't know if Altercate managed to spot a couple of guys as he was moving around. He is coming back that way. He's looking. Oh, there's the garrison. There's a garrison right there. They're lighting up that garrison, so they know that they're there. Stewart's blasting in that direction. Girlcock's looking that way as well. They could use a couple more infantry maybe to root this out, but again, with it being a 36, you don't have a ton of extra manpower. That's only a two-man Stewart, too, so they've got to be careful. They don't have a spotter. Thank you. You get a heart. You get the word heart, because I forgot to click the heart. Oh, sub pack goes down to Carmelo while I was messing with that. Messing with the chat. Let's take a look down in the south. It does look like Oceanic Ocelots are holding pretty good down here. They're about to have run into a couple guys. Maybe a little bit of a firefight about to break out as Sabrina Zukov takes down Airborne. That's definitely going to let them know there's some people down here. Supplies just came down for the Americans right there. So looking to get a warning beacon down here. This garrison right there is lit up. That's a garrison, right? No. It's just a table. As Bunny goes down to Zukov. Zukov's coming around getting some kills. Shimura gets a kill. Zukov got blasted by Troubled. These guys are trying to find their way in, but this is pretty far out here. Here's a squad. Rottenbod's heading south. It looks like Oceanic Ocelot has a squad that's moving around trying to find where they have a garrison down here. There's supplies for them coming down. I'm going to guess that they see that parachute. It's like right above them. Maybe not. Breezy had to see that. He's running that way, so... Supplies are down for MIB. Let's see what happens. Here he comes. He's going to pop that corner. Gets immediately taken down by Vajante. Rotten Bob and Shirkle are there. He tried to build the garrison. Rotten Bob goes down to Vitor. Very nice shooting by Vitor. Comes around the corner. Gets taken down by Shirkle. But Vajante is going to be looking that way. Look at these guys looking for each other. Vajante drops his OP. Trying to bring some reinforcements to himself. And he gets Shirkle. They should be able to get that garrison up now. Breezy just got blasted by the Artie too, so he wouldn't be able to there to push that attack. That's it over here. That Stewart has just been supported by a 76 now. These guys looking to keep this garrison alive. Why a name is actually... He might end up spotting that garrison just trying to get behind this Stewart as him and Subpack run into each other. He goes down, I think, to Bedbony. Bebdoni. I kind of like Bedbony. Did you see a little bit of slipping through? What the hell was that? Oh, I just heard something beep. That was weird. Anyways, the Reaper's starting to slip up here. You know, for a long time, MIB had control of the South Parkway, but now they just have this one guy who managed to slip in, but Oceanic Ocelots have had pretty good control down here in the south. There's a handful of guys slipping through because this squad had to push north to look for those supplies. They never went south. It looked like that's what they were trying to do at first. Get behind that push coming up from the south and clear it out. There is one squad leader who's managed to make his way up here, Becker. Now, if he can get his OP up in this little cross alleyway right here, it's not a terrible spot to start pushing some infantry around close to the circle. Now, granted, there's a 76 right here. Is that two 76s then? And the Stewart is headed north, looking to get some pressure going on at customs. Oh no, that's the 76. The Stewart is still back here. It's a little different. I'm used to people keeping the heavies defensively and using the lights because they're fast. Zukov just barely misses getting destroyed by the driver of the Stewart. Ooh, Carmelo trying to get a satchel on this 76. If he's just in the house, I don't know if he was like gonna try and jump out a window on it or something. I just saw Becker fall through the world. Alright, 76 is going to back off. I think they know that Carmela's there. They at least know something's there. Over here at Customs, there is some slipping through going on. Them apples is all the way in the circle as him and Rasputin about to run into each other. Now, footsteps on that catwalk are allowed. Oh no, he turned the other way just in time. Rasputin's gonna get... Oh, he got him! Them Apple takes down Rasputin with some nice, fast shooting. Very well played by Apples. He's moving around, looking for the spawns. I'm not 100% where the garrison is here. There's a spawn in from Ladislaw. What did he come off of? There must be an OP right there or something. Did he burn it? Where did he just come from? Looked like he spawned in just now. Must have just came into my vision. I don't know. Them Apple's still looking around. I don't really see anything coming up behind him. The commander had made his way up in the north. Got immediately found out and taken down. So they don't have too much in here. Them Apples might be able to get an OP up somewhere in Customs. Bring some reinforcements in. Here comes Rotten Bomb. Which, oh, never mind. Them Apples gets taken down by Ladislaw. They must have had a spawn somewhere. Dingo Pup just hanging out on top of the P4, who gets himself a truck kill. Now Rotten Bob is moving up this way with a squad. These guys are very spread out. They don't really have a ton of support with each other. Shirko looking to get some rocket shots into this Tiger. Gets one. Alter Cake is taken down before he can get over there and put some more rockets into it. Tiger gets stuck. He does get the rocket off, killing himself in the process. It's actually the better choice there because he can spawn back in with fresh rockets a lot faster if he just dies. Rafiki goes down before he can get over there with his satchel. Rotten Bob goes down to Vigante. Another spawn in here for MIB, so that's there. Oh, it's a garrison. They have a garrison right there as Vitor goes down to Girlcock. Scorpus goes down. Girlcock and Markin. Oh, okay. He doesn't actually go down to, I think, Vigante, but he was going for the garrison. They know where it is. Here comes Altercate's heading that way. Here comes both of the 76s. Now, they know that Tiger's stuck in that road. Here comes the 76. The first 76 is pulling up. The other one is back here somewhere. There he comes. He's going to peek this wall. There he goes. First shot. Takes a round because they knew he was there somehow. Oh, come on. You need to keep pulling that other 76 up. I don't know if you can see. Maybe he can see from there, but your buddy's about to lose his tank if you don't pull up and kill that thing. Here he goes. Oh, you saved him. He was about to put the third round into that 76 and take him out. The Tiger does go down. Nice shooting Bean. Nice shooting Tech Priestess. I was a little surprised to see the Tiger already facing this way. Oh, there we go. Elamy's here calling that stuff out. So they knew that the 76s were pulling up. I don't know, Elamy might make their way towards that garrison. These guys are still keeping just a little bit of pressure on over here at Customs. MIB is finding them and cleaning them up, but they clearly have way more of their infantry dedicated defense now than they would like to. Just a handful of guys keeping just enough pressure to force MIB to have to pull back a ton of defenders to make sure that these guys don't slip through and get some cap pressure going on, especially since they just took that Tiger out. That's going to give them a big tank advantage here. Now, there was a P4 up here in the north somewhere. There he is. He's wounded. What happened to you? Infantry must have got on top of him or something, or maybe those 76s are shooting from over there. They should not be able to. Maybe this one could have, but no, I don't know. He must have got hit with an AT. Blair's going up for the Americans. You can see maybe there's just a handful of infantry in front of them. I want to shoot back over to Town Center, see what's going on. You got Lucas CSF, a squad leader, slipping around to the backside. He's on the southwest corner of Park Road. I don't know where his OP is, but he's in a good position right now to hit the backside of Town Center. I'm not even sure where he's going. He should go right up into that alleyway and walk right into the south courtyards. Maybe waiting for his OP to come up. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure what he's doing, what he's trying to get to. Now, I do see that Oceanic Ocelot isn't reacting to this. I don't know where the garrisons are. Just out of place. He's just in the sweet spot to not be found out. There is some guys coming up from behind him. Maybe he lit something up for a second. I'm not sure. But he's back here. I don't know. We'll come back in a second. We'll see if he manages to get an OP up anywhere. I'm a little surprised that he's kind of pushing right past town center. I really don't understand what he's doing. He could have walked right in the back door. There was nobody there. No spawns, nothing. Back over here at Customs. Oceanic Ocelot still keeping a little bit of pressure on as Rafiki's making his way across the water right there. About to jump this wall and get shot by Rasputin. Alright, he's going up in the truck. Did they see each other? Oh, there he goes. Rafiki gets Rasputin. Looked like he took a couple rounds with that one, too. He's in the warehouse. That is absolutely not where MIB wants enemy troops to be. We'll see if he can hold on to this for some reinforcements get up here. Breezy coming around the backside. I don't know where their squad leader is. You see MIB is pushing up over there. Rotten Bob just spawned in. Gets taken out by Vigilante, who should push over there. Come on, lock onto him. Rotten Bob seemed like he spawned in over here. Where am I? Up here. Well, I don't see an OP, so they definitely found it. I don't know what he spawned in off of, but he got it. There's Rafiki and Breezy as Breezy gets himself a kill over there. Rafiki and Breezy just keeping the pressure on here at Customs. That Apple's coming across up there in the north. It's about to get blasted by that P4. I think I hear another vehicle. Yeah. There's a Tiger here. Oh, Cyrus is on top. He blasts the wall. They jump out. Gets one crew, gets shot a little bit, gets both crews. Now, there it is. Yep, he got the satchel on. He got two of the crewmen. Not even sure how that round killed him after the... I don't know. I don't understand the logic of it sometimes. He blasted the wall while he was on top of the tank and didn't die. And then as he's running away, Rafiki going for the other crewman. Gets him. Dead Tiger. Rafiki also goes down in the blast, but totally worth it. That is a dead Tiger. MIB loses another Tiger. Devastating for them. There is a couple of more guys starting to slip in here for Oceanic Ocelots. They're keeping good pressure on here at Customs still. Keeping MIB on the back foot. Let's head back over to Town Center and see if that squad leader ever ended up putting anything up. I am not seeing anything. It looks like he got found out. Like I said, for the life of me, I don't understand what he was doing. He could have pushed right in the back door of Town Center, dropped an OP, started bringing some guys in. Like, he was in a good position. Looking for garrisons, I guess. I don't know. Oceanic Ocelots starting to spread out away from Town Center. They got some guys pushing up each of the individual roads, looking for garrisons and spawns, just keeping MIB pushed back all the way away from the circle. They still got their tanks up there in the north. A flare just went out. That's an American flare. As Elamy gets an OP up, immediately gets blasted. Here comes the Stewart. They must have an OP or something back here. It gets him, and he gets the OP. Spotted him in that bush. So that will be cleaned up by the Stewart and this squad over here. 76 is still looking across the way from back here by the bridge. Good positioning. They're nice. They're still close enough to the defensive point. They can get back there in a quickness if they need to. As Carmelo gets a kill, Girlcock Supreme gets a kill. These guys are trading pretty effectively up here on the north side. As Carmelo gets himself another kill there. Not too much infantry over here by these 76s. As the crew's jumping out to repair as well. Hero looks over here blasting away, trying to get these guys out of Customs. But they are in here. Now that P4 should still be up here somewhere. I don't think it ever got destroyed. It was still up here last I seen it. Not 100% on that one though. What was that? Truck? Repair station. Is that one of the 76s that blasted that? That sounded like a tank round. What was that? I don't know, but them apples is right here on the edge of the circle. He's got 100 supplies here. Looks like he's planning to drop a red zone garrison just outside the circle. I don't think there's really anything. Ooh, Embers is coming up from the south. He's actually going to have to lay low now. And he is. Here comes Ember around the corner. He should be able to spot those supplies. Oh, even didn't even have his rifle out for a second. He does get Embers. Reaper should head this way. There goes the Lukes. Here comes Rasputin. Apple's looking to head back the other way, get back into cover. He's still trying to build. He can't. Rasputin coming around the other way. He wants to put a garrison here so bad, but his cover's already blown. They know he's here. Unless he can get some reinforcements in there to help him hold that position, he's probably not going to be able to get this garrison up. Even if it does, it's going to get locked up and found pretty fast. Here comes Rasputin around the corner. Here comes the Lukes. He's going to hear that tank. Rasputin actually backing up. Ooh. Looks like there was a big spawning over here. Was that the Stewart? It was indeed the Stewart. That's a lot of MIB guys here trying to push their way down the factories, down the warehouses. It's like the dockyard or something. Pushing their way down the dockyard. 176 on the bridge, one on the northern road. This infantry has the ability to get close to the 176. I have to be careful. They might just slip right past. Oceanic Ocelots have been keeping enough pressure on customs that they might get a little too overextended if they're not careful. Make sure they don't do that. Here comes the infantry. Altercate goes down to Scorpus. The 76 blasts the AT before he can come around the corner. Is that the P4? Yeah, the P4 is still driving around up in the north. I feel like he's just driving in circles, killing anything he sees. Does look like all of this got cleaned up. Here comes another Tiger for MIB. It'll take him a minute to get into the fight. I don't know. With this 76 being on the bridge like this... Yeah, he just took a shot at it. 76 is aiming back. He's got the elevated position. Gets a hit on the Tiger. Tiger again shoots the bridge. Misses. Here comes the next shot from the 76. Here comes the next shot from the 76. Now the Tiger backed into cover now. Alright, the crew's going to jump out, go into repair. So we'll probably see a repeat of that here in a second. The 76 up on the bridge. Actually had a crew jump out, try and get Carmelo, who's trying to satchel the 76. Chasing it right now. 76 is trying to get out of there. He almost gets on the back. Now, Sanity is up here. That 76 might be calling out right now like, hey, we're being chased. Please come shoot this guy. Here comes Sanity heading that way. And Sanity gets Carmelo before he can get the satchel on. Saves the 76. That 76 wasn't really in a ton of trouble, but makes it so he can get back into the fight. Torin riding around on top of the Lukes. Almost looked like he survived that for a second. The Lukes goes down. Nice shooting by Biz. These guys have a nice build-up right across the bridge. Might be able to get some pressure on. I'm going to go take a look quick back over here at Town Center. I want to make sure there's nothing going on back here. They're keeping a decent amount of defenders spread out. There's really hasn't been a ton of infiltration down here. Feels like if MIB really wants to get in here, they need to like slip a squad leader all the way down here, south side of the tracks. Bombing run takes out a fair number of Oceanic Ocelots. Pretty decent looking bombing run. This guy's over here at rail station too. Taking control of rail station. Rotten Bob goes down to Vigilante. Shimura trying to come around the backside. A couple of squad leaders over here. One of them already went down, but they should have a couple OPs over here. We'll see if Shimura can get up behind them. Just barely misses Grumple as he went around that corner. I don't even know if he might have even seen him. Not sure, but he's trying to cut around the backside. Grumple pushing up. Catching some of those guys. So you can get up on top of those boxes right there and see down that alleyway. So he gets grenade kill right there. Shimmer comes around the corner, takes a shot at Breezy. I don't think Breezy knew where it was coming from. There comes Rotten Bob. Rotten Bob spots Shimura, but he gets taken out by Shimura. Nice shooting by Shimura. Breezy now heading back that way, aware that there's somebody coming up from behind him. Rafiki spawns in right there. That's where the OP is. Shimura throwing grenades. Breezy comes around, takes a shot at him. Shimura goes down. Along with a satchel for some reason. I don't know whose satchel that was or why. Does look like most of the Oceanic Ocelots got cleaned up out of this intersection as MIB's trying to push through. Big spawning up here on the north side. These guys got something going on up here on the north side east of the canal. I don't know if they got... it's an airhead. There's the airhead. There's an airhead on the ground right here on the north side. They're starting to spread out away from him. They got a handful of guys up here, including a couple squad leaders. Starting to push towards customs right now. Rico headed that way. As them Apples is also about to run into Galena. Rico and Galena go down. Why a name right there. Mrs. Girlcock Spring coming across the road. He was looking the other way. I hear tank. 76 up here on the north side. Both 76 is up here on the north side as Markin's coming through. It does look like the Oceanic or the MIB did manage to slip a couple guys up here again. They must have some sort of OP up here north of the bridge. As Markin trying to get on this 76. Coming in with the satchel. They see him. Shoot the ground. It's going to be no good. They're going to have to jump out. Pretty sure that satchel is on. I see it. That satchel is on. That's probably a dead 76. He had his torch out. Oh yeah, the crew goes down. That's a dead 76. Where did the other one go? He's coming back this way. It's too late. Oh no, don't get too close. Okay, I was like, don't drive up to the other tank. That would have been crazy if they both would have got killed to that satchel. I'm waiting for that to happen someday. A double tank kill with a single satchel. It's gonna happen. It's almost happened a couple times. It's definitely gonna happen. Handful of Oceanic Ocelots here still on the south side of this bridge, trying to keep some pressure up on the south side of customs, trying to keep distraction away from those guys who are slipping off the airhead. MIB pushing a number of infantry up that way. Supplies coming down for Oceanic Ocelot, but this P4 is still up here. Still helping keep this northern sector locked down, making it really difficult for Oceanic Ocelots to slip some guys up in here. This is the second or third time they've come across up here, so. Guerdon holding low in this brush. Maybe looking to get an OP up or something. He's pretty pinned down by that tank. Infantry pushing that way as well. I think they got the airhead. The airhead was good. There it goes. That was the airhead right there. Oh, some more crewmen getting taken out here on this 76. Guy's jumping out. Gets himself a couple of kills before getting taken down by Kenner. But unless they got the satchel on again, I don't see it. I don't see a satchel. I don't think they got one on. Dingo Pup comes back and saves the 76. That tank should be able to survive. Now they do have another one back here, still holding back the defensive point, so they're keeping at least one tank back. But there is almost nothing here at Town Center. They've just got a couple of guys out and around. And Lucas is close as a squad leader. He might be able to slip in here. We'll see. These guys are holding down the main road. think they're exchanging with him right now, honestly. Or were. He's actually just turned and went the other way. They're going to push up. He's trying to find his way around. Troubled already pushing that way from the south side, so maybe he can slip in. Maybe he can get something going on down there in the south. But so far, Oceanic Ocelots holding pretty strong. They don't have a ton of guys at town center, but Quinn Wenchin gets a couple of kills. That sounded like it came from down here. It really did. Must have been Grumple, though. Supply truck heading back, looking to refill. Trying to get garrisons up. I think they're trying to get something going on here. Yeah, they got a garrison right there. Oh, it's a wheelbarrow. It's not a garrison. False alarm. Again. Sorry, guys. Breezy slipping through again. Them apples. Taking some shots at Embers. That's long shots for the Thompson. He did get a couple hits on him, but no kill. Looks like Lucas just had a spawn in over there as well, so he's starting to slip a squad around. These guys are still bringing the pressure up on the north side. I don't know where the P4 is. There's the P4. P4 still keeping the north locked down. These guys are having a hard time pushing up from the south side, so that north has been kind of their best push to get across the water. What happened to this 76? Did it get destroyed finally? Looks like it did end up getting destroyed, so maybe they did have a satchel on it. He's still pretty much in the same spot he was last we seen him, so. Here's a squad coming down. Is that a half track? It is indeed. Americans have a half track up here on the north side, so they're using it to get behind these guys. They must have had an OP in these trenches or something. These guys are looking to clear this out right now, so should be able to clean that up. Looks like MIB has stabilized pretty good at customs. Oceanic Ocelots were keeping a lot of pressure on for a long time. Doesn't look like this squad was able to... He's still slipping. Got some guys still slipping down to the south, but still having a hard time finding their way into town center. There's not a ton of defenders back here, but the fight has just been so close to customs they can't really afford to push too many people away. Now's their best chance, I think, as we just passed the 45-minute mark, so we're halfway through this match. They've still got plenty of time to get some stuff done. So you... Yeah, banned. You are banned. For the love of God, please, nobody ever click on any kind of stupid link that those jackasses put in my chat. It's not even a link. You can't even click on it. You'd have to physically type in the... Like, who does that? Who is dumb enough to type in that web address? Like, let me just go get myself hacked real quick. It'll be fun. Tiger holding on the bridge. The loss of those 76 is starting to be felt by Oceanic Ocelots as these Tigers have been able to retake some positions. Particularly this intersection here. It does look like MIB did manage to get another spawn in up here, so I don't know where they're coming from, but they have something up here. Cortex goes down out in the open. Looks like they're heading towards the half track. Maybe they're even aware of it now. Who got you? Airborne. Airborne all the way back there in the roof. Like he's getting good kills here. Kind of jumps into the trench. Still not sure where these guys are spawning from up here, though. Oh, well. Maybe they'll find that half track. I don't know. I'm going to go check out what's going on over here. MIB still holds strong in the north. These guys are trying to get the pressure on here again, right? They're fighting Tigers with infantry and amazingly pushing them back. They're killing enough of the MIB infantry that these Tigers are having to back up out of fear of satchels, fear of rockets. They don't want to lose these tanks. As they're losing guys on top of the tanks right now as we speak. One of the tanks is actually backed up all the way across the way. What the? Wow. Oceanic Ocelots have become so irritated by this infiltration on the north side that they dropped a bombing run on it. Must have been afraid these guys were starting to get a little bit too strong up here. I got a couple guys peeking that way. The machine gunner looks it up. I think Cortex just got himself a kill. Carmelo then turns back the other way and gets Bebdoni. I don't know why I keep saying it like that. Carmelo now pushing that way, trying to get around the other side. There's a number of guys that have spawned in on that half track, trying to keep this northern sector secure. When I look back down here in the south, looks like MIB has actually broken through here in the center. There's just no defenders. Why only 36? Yeah, that's why. Because the lower divisions are smaller teams, so that smaller teams can participate in the tournament. It's easier for smaller clans to get 36 players than 49. Does look like they did clean up all the way down in the south, but hey, where'd that one guy go? Did he step on a mine or something? There's nobody here. I don't understand. Why is Vitor going back the other way? Is he looking for spawns? Is he trying to clear these guys out from behind? Like, he has a wide open... You can put a couple guys in the circle and get some cap weight going on and force these guys to, at the very least, pull their people away from customs. Give you a chance to stabilize your lines. I don't know. I mean, MIB's doing a pretty good job of cleaning up these infiltrations, catching these guys who are coming around the back side. Ooh, Apples is on the garrison. Vieira is right there looking out the windows. He can't get no shot on it. Tank shooting this way. Here comes the Tiger, but it's going to be too late, I think. I should be able to take that out. I don't know. Here comes the Tiger. Apples. Apples. Oh, did you stop? Did you stop? How did you... I just think he couldn't quite do it. I don't know if he stopped for a second because he heard the tank, but... He must have been so close to destroying that garrison. He's got to be so mad right now. Like, motherfucker, I almost had it. Got a handful of Oceanic Ocelots starting to make their way into the factory here. They can get in these windows. Biz goes down to Becker. If they get in these windows, maybe they get some pressure going on. Why a name goes down to King of Wings. Here comes Becker. Becker laying low up on the upper floor. Or not Becker, but King of Wings. Oh, he gets him with the pistol. Becker gets the pistol kill. It's almost as good as the knife kill. Prism back here holding onto this rooftop. Trying to keep some eyes on what's going on around him. They got another half track over here, making very good use of these half tracks. Keeping their 76s back as well. Ooh, they might be able to get a shot on that Tiger here in a second if he pulls out. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Wasn't there a Tiger right there a second ago? There he is. He's peeking. Got a shot on the 76. Got to keyhole it through the crane, but he's got a shot on that 76. 76 looks like he's also turning his gun this way. I don't know if these guys just can't quite get the shot. Tiger's exposing himself a little bit, though. There's a nice shot to the rear of the 76. 76 is aware of him now. I don't know if he's going to be able to get in cover in time. Here comes the next shot. It's a ricochet. The 76 survives. Still, nice play by the Tiger there. They almost got him out of position a little bit. Alright, got both sides on either side of the water now. Looks like Oceanic Ocelots did manage to clear out this northern sector. They're out repairing their 76s as well. They got two 76s here, though, so that if they pull out and get vision on where that Tiger is, they might be able to tag team him. Might be able to tag team him. See if he pulls out. I'm waiting to see if that Tiger comes back. And it looks like they are repairing, just like the 76 is. 76 is all repaired up though, and they've got Bebdoni down there as an engineer, as a backup, just to make sure that he's able to effectively engage that Tiger. Tiger should be peeking out again any time now, I would think. Unless, yep, there he goes. There he comes. There he comes. Gets a hit on the 76. Right as the 76 backs off, 76 doesn't even get a shot off. The Tiger is now going to be able to hold that position. I think he was trying to... I don't know what he was trying to just get... Working with the other tank, maybe. He was going to back off, and they were going to pop at the same time. But that Tiger is now popped out there. They've got a bunch of crew out there trying to quickly repair up that 76. This guy should wait. You really should wait. You should wait for the other tank to be ready, and you both peek at the same time. Now that Tiger might have eyes on him. He should... I don't know. I don't know if you can see through the cranes. You'd have to perfectly keyhole it through the windows. Now this 76 could pull up to here, and he would have a shot. That might be what he ends up having to do. Here comes the engineer heading this way. He's positioning himself between the tanks. The other 76 is pushing up, getting ready to engage. Bebdoni gets blasted by the Tiger. I'm waiting for these 76s. Dude, you got to pull up. You got to pull up. You got to pull up a little bit more, and you'll have vision on him. Come on. Oh, he gets hit. He gets caught. He's creeping too slow. He gets a shot on him. He needs to back up. This other 76. He doesn't... He should have had his crew chief jump out and take a look with his binos. He would have been able to walk up to that shoreline and see that they had eyes on that Tiger. So, a little unfortunate for them. They totally could have tag teamed that Tiger, but they don't see it the way I see it. It's a lot easier for me to just move the camera up and be like, yeah, you can see it from here. But does look like, I don't know. There's really no pressure going on at Town Center. It feels like every time MIB gets some guys around the backside, they just push them back up into Oceanic Ocelots. And I get that they want to take the pressure off their point, but isn't the best way to take the pressure off your point by putting some pressure on their point so that they have to pull some defenders back? They can't just... I mean, Oceanic Ocelots is like completely committed to this attack. Here comes Rafiki. I think the Tiger's seen him. He shoots. Easons. He might have been able to satchel that thing. Probably not, because Sabrina Zukov's right there, but still, friendly fire. Very rude. Here comes Biz. He's an AT. Should be able to get a rocket off here. Here it comes. There it goes. There's one rocket, so that's actually two rockets into that Tiger. He's gonna turn around. He's trying to get the shot. That's a ricochet. Blows himself up. Here comes Rafiki again with the satchel. The gun's facing the other way. You should be able to get that satchel on as long as no crew jumps out there. Shirkle, don't kill your fucking teammate again, man. Oh. Shirkle might be able to kill that. The satchel is on. I think they're just going to hang back and try to make sure that the satchel goes off. Infantry pushing this way for MIB. They're trying desperately to keep that Tiger alive. Rafiki goes down to Vera. Ember's taking shots at Shirkle. Looks like Wyatt Name is looking for the satchel. He's found it. I don't know if he's got enough time to get it off, though. He does not. And there goes the Tiger. Now, this Tiger is still up here in the north, and I do still see both 76, so this engagement still has not happened yet. One of the 76 is blasting away. I don't know if he's just trying to see if he can get shots off over here, but the Tiger is kind of pinned down. He is getting tag teamed by two tanks. Oh. Now, he can almost see that half track from through that doorway if he pulls up a little bit. He's not. He's shooting at the infantry, but man, if he was to pull up a little bit, he might be able to see that thing. Still a stalemate here at the water. That's fine. Grillcock Supreme and Dingo Pup actually pushing across as I say that, though. Making their way across the water. Grillcock Supreme should be able to get a OP up over here somewhere now if you make it across the water. Thank you, everybody, for the follows, by the way. I have all that stuff turned off by request of the association so that I can't hear it. All I know is I just saw my thing say a milestone, so thank you. I don't even know what it was, but cool. I'm happy. I try to always be happy. Except for when I do my Friday night guys night. Then I'm bitching up a storm, but that's a different story. These guys still trying to engage with this tiger. That tiger's not taking the bait. That tiger is in a position where he can put some fire on their infantry. Are they dropping arty on that thing? Is that what I just seen? Yeah, they're dropping arty on top of that tiger. They're trying to flush him out. Dingo Pup is right there behind him as well. It's got him marked. Some friendly fire artillery going down. The repair station is destroyed. The tiger no longer has a repair station. Dingo Pup gets himself a kill up there. Carentan is actually all the way up here as a squad leader too, so maybe they can start bringing some more guys down from the north, and a couple of them, 2 or 3. Get some pressure going off from over there. They've got squad leaders over there on the east side of the point. Looks like they're still holding. They got some guys around rail station. A little bit of infiltration is going on in the middle, but town center completely unthreatened. There's a ricochet. I heard a ricochet. One of the 76s is actually pulled up. The other 76 is looking the other way. What? What's over there? I don't see it. Did it blow? Did they just kill something up here? I swear I just saw a round come from up here. There. It's right there. Trying to engage with this tiger over here. Is just barely peeking this hilltop and backing off. He gets destroyed. That looked like it was Bean. He got himself a nice kill there while the rest of his crew was repairing his tank for him. Oceanic Ocelot's tanks have just been doing ever so slightly better. Tigers have still done decent. They've had some good plays. They've had some good positioning, but just some unfortunate timing, I guess. Oceanic Ocelot's tanks have been doing a better job working together in tandem, and that is always a lethal combination when it comes to tanks. Infantry's still not quite able to break through, but they're keeping the pressure on here at Customs. MIB starting to try and swing some guys down around the south, but there's already a bunch of Oceanic Ocelot guys there at rail station waiting for him. There's a tiger there catching some rocket shots from ensigns, trying to back off, keeping these tanks away. Already smoke coming down at Customs. I don't know if it's just trying to freak them out, make them think that there's a bigger push coming. I hear a bombing run. And I don't see a bombing run. Town center's contested, though. And Lucas. All the way around the backside. A half-track. A sneaky half-track from MIB on the backside of town center. There's absolutely nothing back here. Let's take a look to see if that bombing run did anything at all. Oceanic Ocelots has seconds to get this cap pressure going on before they're going to get completely outflanked. Doesn't look like they're going to be able to do it. They are pushing their tanks up. There is a handful of defenders back here, but I don't know if it's going to be enough, man. These guys get some spawnings back here, so I get some cap pressure going on. This could be a huge problem for Oceanic Ocelots. A handful of guys back here about to run into each other, but it's not enough. Where did that half-track? Here comes the half-track coming up the road. They must have lit up a garrison. They did. They must have lit up the garrison at Ruins, so Bunny's heading back that way. Waiting to see. There's the half-track back there. Laughing Fox is out of the tank. Here comes the bombing run from Oceanic Ocelots. They're starting to get a little bit of cap pressure going on over here. I don't know if that half-track is in time. They're starting to lose Customs a little bit. There is a big spawn-in that manages to survive the bombing run. That's going to get a lot of the cap pressure back for them. That was an unbelievably lucky timed spawn-in. Because I think that might have taken out whatever garrison was there. They were definitely in the blast zone. Already coming down there. No, the garrison is still alive, so... 76 is pulling up again. Oceanic Ocelots. They need to get this. They need to get this cap pressure going, or otherwise they're going to get flanked from behind. I head back over there. There is some more guys pulling back, but probably don't really realize that it's a half track back there. They're starting to lose town center. Now they have plenty of time to call guys back, but they're going to have to do it very soon. They're going to have to do it very soon. And you know how it is when you got cap pressure going on. You start getting blood in the water. Hard to pull your guys off, and all of a sudden you're getting capped on from behind. Troubled and Laughing Fox about to run into each other. Troubled gets him in the face after taking a couple of rounds. Reaper's still back there. Half track is still live. Oceanic Ocelots are pulling this back. They get one spawn in back here. They've got both their recons back here looking to get some flares up, trying to figure out where these guys are coming from. They should be aware that they're coming from behind them somewhere. Now, if Reaper does not kill Troubled, and he does kill Troubled, so Troubled should have had eyes on that half track before he died. So if he knows that that half track is there, and they've got double flares up in the air, if he knows that half track is there, if he's seen it, these guys are going to be fully aware that they're being flanked from behind like that, start pushing some ATs that way, maybe even a light tank or something, spawn in a light tank with a solo or a Puma or a Greyhound, whatever. Come up behind and blow that up. Ooh. Thank you for the raid, Art. There goes the half track. In the few seconds I was looking at the chat, Altercage gets down there, blows up the half track. That will clean this up. Very nice reaction by Oceanic Ocelots. That was looking a little scary for them for a second there. I wasn't sure if they were going to react to that in time. And MIB wasn't able to put as much of an attack on it as they wanted either, because they were starting to lose customs right before that happened. So they couldn't afford to pull too many people away from the defense. Does look like things are bouncing out here a little bit as Shirko gets himself a kill right there on Vigilante. Vitar coming around, looking for him up on the boxes. Rasputin coming around the corner. Gets taken down by Shirko. Rafiki and Biz over here on the south side trying to come up here. There's a lot of defenders here, though. This is what I was talking about with MIB putting pressure on Town Center, though. They put a little bit of cap pressure on Town Center, and look how far away from Customs they managed to push a good portion of their lines. Like, yeah, they're still getting pressured a little bit, but I don't know. I feel like they're in a better position that they've been in a long time, and we're just about to hit 24 minutes, so we're really getting down there to the last little bit of the match. You know, 2/3 of the match is already done, so there's still plenty of time for either side to make some good plays. I'm going to go back up over here to Customs. There's a lot of guys here at Customs, but Oceanic Ocelots is just, they're keeping the pressure on. Swinging some guys out and around to the east again. You can see Apples coming across the water. Should be able to get an OP up, or already have an OP up even. He's going to drop back down into the water. Vigilante is actually looking that way. Don't think he can see him in the bushes like that. Ooh, he could. He took a shot at him. Here comes Breezy as well. Becker's shooting the other way. Breezy and Apple should be able to hear Becker shooting now. Oh, Becker spotted. Oh, there's a Garrison right there. That's why. Garrison lit up. Here they come. Shirkle is looking for Becker. Becker trying to get a hold of Apples. Shirkle gets the Garrison. Apples gets Becker. Very nice play by Oceanic Ocelots over here on the east side of Customs. Now, there is some cap pressure going on at Town Center again, as MIB has taken the front door, and they're starting to push some guys in from multiple directions. They're keeping this attack weight going. They got a little bit of momentum, and they don't want to lose it. 22.5 minutes left on the match. Another spawn in for Oceanic Ocelots here. They're being kept on the back foot now. They're not going to be able to pressure Customs nearly as much. That timer Oh, I was looking at the wrong screen. The timer is right. I was looking at the stream and my brain like forgot about the delay for a second. I'm like, there's not 37 minutes left, but there is to you guys. Oceanic Ocelots still pushes the guys out. Breezy gets a hold of, I can't see what his name is through the house. They do, Oceanic Ocelot do have some guys coming up the back side of this, trying to come up behind them, trying to find their spawns. I think this is on blue side of the line where they are right here. But I know they can, where am I? The camera. I say I know they can put a garrison. It would have to be back here. Tia goes down to bunnies. Someone else just went down right there too. I don't know if it was also the bunnies. Oh, there's a tiger right there. Did he get a satchel on that tiger? He was chasing it. I don't see one. I don't think he did, but they're pushing a tiger up in there now. Got an abandoned Stewart back there. They might want to crew it here in a second. They might need that. Not much you can do against a tiger. I'm just for cap weight. Just for cap weight, they might want to crew that thing. Still a decent amount of infantry here for Oceanic Ocelots, but this is a pretty nice looking push coming down from MIB. Rocket ricochets off the front from Cyrus. Here comes the tiger into the circle. Some contested going on. If they get a couple more infantry down here, and they're coming up the road right now as Shimmer runs into Rafiki, gets taken out. Mauser goes down to Reaper. Here comes Easons trying to get a rocket onto that tiger. Gives one rocket. Here comes Reaper's going to try and protect that tiger. He gets taken down by Easons. Before Eason goes down to Pedro. What was that? Greyhound? Or was that a 76? Like a medium to me. I think it was a medium. I don't know if this 76 can get a shot on that tiger. He kind of looks like he can. And there it goes. Tiger goes down. They were just starting to get some cap pressure going on there too. Here comes Elamy up on the backside of the 76 though. If they could balance this out by taking this tiger out, or this tank out. It's going for the satchel. Gets the satchel on. I don't think they seen him. The infantry might have seen it, though. They should be calling it out right now that they need that 76. I don't know. They cleaned up a lot of this pressure in the front. It does look like Oceanic Ocelots did clean this up pretty good. That was a nice-looking push coming from MIB, but now here comes, I got another tank coming in the front door as well. So, yeah, Oceanic Ocelots does pull a lot of their forces back. They managed to save town center yet again. Very well played. Again, good reaction. Having that tiger up in the circle could have been a problem for them. Shirkle still getting himself some kills over here as Rasputin goes down to Shirkle. Riku coming around the corner looking, trying to figure out where the shots are coming from. That garrison that was here is gone. Somebody took it out. I didn't see it. I just see that it's gone. Circles. Hearing the footsteps behind himself. Oh, he missed! He missed! Oh, he got him. There we go. Nice shooting eventually by Shirkle. Here comes Ladislau. Up on the pipes. Should be able to spot Shirkle from up there. He's really looking the other way, though. Sanity's there as well. Maybe looking to get some sort of garrison up on the backside. Or airhead. There's a spawn in. Shirkle jumps corner. Gets himself another kill. Oh, he missed. Gets him. Before he finally goes down to Why a Name. Nice play by Shirkle, though. Here's the airhead. That is an aggressive airhead. Riku goes down. Why a Name goes down. That airhead's going to be live. Nice shooting by Sanity, hanging back and covering it. Hikaramona coming around behind Sanity. Does he hear the footsteps? He hears the footsteps and he gets him. That airhead is live. That airhead is live. 17 minutes left on the match, and they have a live airhead in customs. Bombing run gets himself a handful of kills. Galena trying to find his way over there. There's the spawn in on the airhead. Cap pressure being taken here on customs right now. Sanity gets another kill up over there. Everybody's running in. Apples goes down to Wyaneem. Here comes Riku. Gets Guerdon's OP right after he places it. Jumps the wall. Gets taken down by Guerdon. Wyaneem should have just gotten that with a grenade. Unless it was a tank or something. I don't know. But the airhead does eventually go down. MIB reacted to this well enough that they managed to clean it up. Getting some kills over here. Galena just got himself 2 kills over here. Guerdon laying low behind the wall, maybe waiting to get his OP back up. Commander's up there. Not much he can do. Not unless he drops supplies up there somewhere we can get a garrison, but does look like MIB is going to be able to hold this. 16 minutes left on the match. Up over here, just north of the chapel, Carmelo goes down, gets tag teamed from multiple directions as the flare goes up over his head. Not sure where he came from. Maybe they have some sort of spawn up there to the north. I don't know. We'll see if we see some more guys up over here. There was just a squad leader for MIB just south of town center, so maybe he has an OP up over here somewhere. We'll find out in just a minute. We'll see if we can get some spawn-ins over here. MIB could really use some pressure coming up from this direction on town center. Oceanic Ocelots, decent spread around town center again, being a little more defensive. They're still keeping the pressure up at customs. Again, we're getting down there, though. We're getting down there on the clock. They might want to start considering turtling up. Airborne coming around down here to the east of town center, looking for spawns. Looking to get himself into a position between rail station and town center. Gets himself a kill there. Who is that? Tamba Killer goes down. The airborne. Doesn't that just look like a garrison? It's not, but it sure looks like one from up here. Got some guys coming in from rail station for MIB. Supplies coming down for MIB over here as they're trying to get their garrison back up at customs. Yep, there it is. There's the spawn in north of the bridge of Canal Crossing. Isn't that Canal Crossing? I don't know. It's the bridge. Samurai up in that window blasting away. I hear that. It's a decent looking push up here by MIB, but it's still really far away and it's already getting found out, so it's very unlikely to be able to break through too far unless they get a ton of good engagements. That being said, they did just win both of those engagements as Carmelo jumps in the water. Yeah, that's not going to go so well for you. These guys are pushing across this bridge, but that's... Did he just get shot in the face? Did he redeploy? What just happened? The bridge is not a good spot to stop. It's not. You're in the wide open up there. There is a Stewart back here protecting this intersection as well, so they're going to have a real hard time breaking through over there. They're still trying to pressure the front door. I see tank crews. I see a Luke's. What just blew up? Something just blew up. Oh, yeah, okay, so... Got the Luke's. The Luke's friendly firing, and the Tiger goes down anyways. Nice shooting by Troubled. Well-placed rocket. That Luke's actually blasted some of his own friendlies there, trying to clear the tank. Vera coming around on the backside. Looks like he just got himself a kill. It was a garrison. I didn't think it was. It was a garrison. God damn it, it just looked like a table. Well, Vera gets the garrison. These guys are clearing these guys out here. Trouble goes down, but very nice played by him down here anyways. He got that Tiger. Here comes Ezen's heading this way. He's going to come around this corner and he's going to get lit up by Tamba Killer. They should be able to see each other. Is he waiting for him to get closer? He's just hanging out? Ow! Gets a headshot. Nice shooting by Easons. Here comes Carmelo around the corner as well. Easons should still be looking. Gets Carmelo as well. What's this over here? I do see an AT on the backside of Town Center. Now, how did you get over here? Where is your spawn? Ooh, he's trying to sneak up on that 76. Gets a ricocheted rocket. He's going for the next rocket. Infantry headed that way. Oh, he gets the second rocket off before Dingo Pup takes him down, but it's not enough to kill the 76. Oceanic Ocelots should be turtling up pretty good now here as we're getting down to 11.5 minutes. I definitely don't want to be getting too aggressive. They are slipping some squad leaders through, though. Them, Apples, Carentan. Rafiki's up over here again, protecting this bridge as Lucas is trying to come across. They're not really in too much of a great position to, like, threaten customs or anything, but they are in enough of a position that they could force MIB to have to stay on the back foot. They're going to have to keep guys back here. They won't be able to put the pressure on Town Center if they need to, and with there only being 11 minutes left on the clock, MIB needs to start considering throwing everything they have at Town Center. Now, I don't know what the timer is on their airhead. I can't even remember the last time I seen them use one. They're dropping supplies. That is supplies for MIB over here on the backside. Diversion, maybe? I'm not sure. There's nobody over here to build. There is a Luke's on the backside over here. Catching rockets from Easons. That was a ricochet. Now that Luke's is wounded, so if he lands another rocket... Waiting. I don't know if he's just trying to find an angle. I don't know if that was the second rocket. Could have been. Ooh, Mauser tracks him. He's trying to find him. He's trying to blast him. Oh, he biffs his second rocket, though, and then he gets taken down. Now, there was the supplies. Beefy Sausage is heading that way. Did those supplies land on the roof in a way where you can't destroy them? Nope, there it is. So, Beefy Sausage should be able to find that. I don't think they're going to get anything up over here. There's nobody here to build, so I don't know what the play was with those supplies other than just spamming them, but it's a little late for spamming supplies all over the map. Like, they should have done that a long time ago when they had time. There goes the Luke's, gets taken down by Bebdoni. Alright, supplies coming down here at Town Center now, so... Ooh, what's going on over at Customs? How did they have some cap? Who did they slip in there? They had some decent cap pressure going on. There's like nobody here, so how are they capping? How were they capping? There's a lot of infantry here for MIB, so I'm not really sure how they were capping that, but they did have some cap pressure going on for a second there. Well, I'm not sure. They did, though. They had some cap pressure going on. Oh, what was that? This is just a truck. I mean, they do have some guys across the way, and I think maybe at the time, MIB didn't have a ton of guys in the circle, so it was just even cap weight throughout the zone. They do actually have a tank here, so maybe that was what was happening. They got a 76 who... Shit, you never know. He might just thunder run it right across that bridge. Why a name is right there as an AT, so he can't really just do that, but... Well, not a terrible play. I mean, only 8 minutes and 15 seconds left on the match, so... They still got this 76 back here, too, so it's going to be really difficult for MIB to get this cap pressure going on. This is starting to look pretty bad for them. They need to find a way through. They need to get around. They've got a lot of squad leaders over here. It looks like they're trying to push the front door, but... I mean, Oceanic Ocelots has a pretty decent spread around this area. They're finding these guys as they're coming through. Airborne goes down to Elamy here, but Troubled is coming around the back side of him. Elamy's actually pushing that way, so I don't know if he's got an OP here or something, but... Troubled just barely looking the wrong way. If he turns around him, see him. Did he see him? He's looking that way. He's taking shots. He misses. LME gets past. Vigilante now looking this way, hearing the shots. Airborne just spawned in right there by that OPs. Rocket goes off, maybe just winging a rocket out, hoping he gets himself a kill. LME's actually pushing back this way, looking to get a shot on him. Vigilante gets him in the face as he comes around that corner. But still, again, you know, they had a nice, MIB had a nice looking push over there, and just a handful of guys stalled them up, took enough of them out. They don't really have a big push coming on anymore. Here comes the supply truck. This seems desperate. Airborne spotted it, takes some shots at it. They're going to know that they're trying to get a supply truck around behind them. They're definitely going to be aware of this. 6.5 minutes left on the clock. There's no real reason why Ocelots shouldn't have almost everybody pulled back. And they do. There's only, what, one guy and the two guys putting pressure on over here, and the rest seem to be kind of hanging back, holding the sector, so. Apples does go down again. Rafiki coming around, gets shot in the back by Pedro. Rotten Bob gets Pedro inside the train car. Rotten Bob now pushing up, looking to just keep that little bit of cap pressure going on at Customs, just enough to force MIB to have to keep guys there. Rotten Bob goes down to Becker. Them Apples is right there. He's on the other side of the wall. King of Wings pushing up now. He should be peeking. Maybe seeing some guys. I'm not 100% sure. It looks like he got himself a kill over there just now. Becker also goes down before Zukov gets a hold of him. Nice try, King. Drops a grenade while he's at it, too. Rafiki still slipping through. Looking to get some rockets. Looking to get a satchel on this P4, maybe? He's going to have to stop and shoot. He gets taken down by Rasputin up in the window. P4 pulling up, blasting away at some of this infantry. I haven't seen any of the 76s in a while. I think they're all hanging back defensively at this time. There's no reason really not to. Just keep them tanks in the circle to keep that cap pressure off. There's one of the 76s right there, along with a Stewart. Taking out some infantry up here as Carmelo goes down to sub-pack. These guys are just found left and right. There's their garrison. Stewart should have that locked up in the red zone. Kenner popping out, looking to try and get himself some infantry. Maybe going after one of these tanks. 76 should have seen him. Subpack's definitely seen him. There's a spawn in on the garrison. These guys are driving right past it. Going somewhere else with their tanks. They got the garrison here. Subpack is just laying these guys down, though, every time they peek out. Here comes Dingo Pup. He should be able to get close enough to hear it. He's running the other way, though. He's not. Oh, he had to go around. No, he doesn't have to go around the hedge. There goes the flare. They've been popping this hedge. Like, Subpack has killed like 4 guys popping that hedge. Why would you not check that corner? Why would you run right past it? Giving it a complete wide berth. Like that. He does end up getting Scorpius. He gets shot in the back. I don't know. Wouldn't you check where they're coming from first? Just in case there's an OP in there, wouldn't you check? You don't even have to go in there. Just run past it close and listen. Alright, I'll stop giving him shit, but it feels like he should have, at the very least, found that garrison. Kenner out in the open, gets taken out by Subpack. Subpack is getting himself some kills over here. I do see some cap pressure going on over here at Town Center, though, so I'm going to go ahead and stop watching this, head up over this way. A very aggressive attack coming down here. There's just under 3 minutes left on the match. This is the last-ditch effort. They are starting to get in from behind. This is, I mean, Oceanic Ocelots needs to pull everything back right now. They need everything. They need to drop their reinforce. That should be the reinforce there, but they're still getting capped on. Do they have a garrison anymore? They don't have the garrison anymore. They've got the reinforce. They've got a half-track. They've only got a handful of OPs in the circle. Here comes the bombing run. They are pulling it back, but if this bombing run gets too many guys... Actually, no, that's... Okay. That was no Oceanic Ocelots. A defensive bombing run. A good play. I don't know where MIB's bombing run is, but that would have been... That should have been their bombing run. They should have been trying to clear out the center of the courtyard so they could push all this infantry in here. 5 seconds left for them to get some cap pressure going. They do have a lot of guys in place. 2, 1. And there you have it. I hear the bombing run coming. It is too late. Congratulations to Oceanic Ocelots. You guys totally took the match in the first week. Let's see what this bombing run does. Maybe get something down there. But I know. You guys hate the ads, but the thing is that having ads in my videos justifies this hobby to my wife, who pays for all of my stream equipment. So, as a stay-at-home dad, I just kind of need to have those ads in there. Sorry, guys. Trust me, I actually hate them too, but 76 driving up here trying to get some infantry kills here last minute. Infantry coming out as a wounded 76. Maybe they can get themselves a tank kill here in the last few minutes. I don't see any ATs coming. The other 76 also wounded, but keeping them covered from behind. Infantry running out, about to get blasted by this 76. Machine guns going to town. Altercate looking the other way, trying to cover this 76. These guys are still pushing town center. They have an amazing push going. Like, they have such a good-looking push going on here. Look at this. If they would have had just another minute, they might have been able to do it. But they didn't. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. They didn't. Look at that. That is so much infantry. They have such a good push. Vitor just barely missing Biz with the rocket. The counter rocket actually gets Vitor. Biz takes him out in return. They finally got some supplies coming down. Grillo trying to get a satchel on this tank. There isn't even nearly enough time to kill it. And there you have it. All right. Ooh. Let's go ahead and look at the combat scores. 861 from Cyrus. 1095 from Rafiki. 505 from Girl Cut. 700 from ENS. He was the arty. 599 Joni. 532 Leo. 584. 539. That 1095 combat score. I love that. That makes my day seeing that. Why is my webcam not working? Oh yeah, it is working. I had my laptop open. Oh, right. I had to have the laptop open because the scoreboard thing wasn't working, but... All right. That was that. Week number 1 for the American Premier League season number 4. Congratulations to Oceanic Ocelots for your victory. You guys fought amazingly. You kept the pressure on the whole time. So, MIB, you tried. You had a couple of last-ditch efforts. There was definitely some questionable plays that I didn't understand, but I'm not in the match. So, I don't know what's being communicated. I don't know what's being asked of these people. It's all speculation on my point, and nobody should listen to my strategy guide. I'm certain of that. So I'm going to go ahead and shut it down there. Thank you, everybody who watched, and we'll see you all tomorrow for Syndicate versus Baddies in the North. Have a good rest of your night. Take it easy.
With the heart of fire and a blazing sun.